Magic is real as well, but maybe not all of the stories, but some of them might be true. Of course it is, I know that, but the Yama Kings can't be real. If they were, the body count in the Walled City would be a lot higher. Well, they might be real, but in another universe. I mean, you were talking about demons from another place, right? The Yama Kings are glorified kids' stories. They're make-believe, a fiction that my parents and neighbors invented to excuse their own actions. I can't get ahead because demons are keeping me down. Woe is me, woe is me. It's almost embarrassingly transparent when you really look at it. I'm turning people into cockroaches. It's just a Kafkaesque trope layered onto a morality tale. Qixing, he's just Anubis with a different coat of paint. And you know that archway I mentioned, the one that Qianyao is supposed to haunt? I knew someone who found it. There was nothing on the other side but concrete. It's all superstitious drivel, Simplicity. The misery in the Walled City isn't the fault of demons or devils. We created it, and we perpetuate it. We blame the made-up monsters for our own failings. There's nothing more pathetic than that. I don't know. Mass psychosis? Or maybe something magical is going on. But it isn't them. They aren't real. They can't be. Anyway, that's enough for now, huh? I'm sure that gives you plenty to chew on. My obligation to give you an answer is satisfied, I think, so let's talk about something else. Can you think of anything else? I don't know, maybe. I'll put some thought into it. On second thought, maybe I do have an idea. Are you open to taking on more work? I don't know if we would get paid for the job she has in mind. So I'm not going to mention a payday, and I'm not going to say no. So the first option was the only correct one for me. This wouldn't be work for only Cheng. Think of it as a side gig that you'd be doing for me. I think I've got a line on some software that could help us. I can't get to it on my own though. It's a two-person job at least. What kind of software? I don't care about Auntie Cheng not being okay with that. It's kind of hard to explain. It'd be easier for me to just show you, but trust me, it'll help. I have the run all planned out already. I've done the legwork, I know the location, I know the target. Just say the word and I'll send everything I have to your mission computer. You can look it over, weigh it, and decide what you want to do. Sure. Done. You'll find the pertinent documents waiting in your inbox. If you decide to accept the mission, just check the box in the message documentation and it'll ping my comic automatically. Sure. I'm sure that the briefing I sent you will satisfy your curiosity. Trust me, Simplicity, this is a good job with a solid plan behind it. You'll see as soon as you've read it. Speaking of which, you should go do that now. We'll go check it out. Fantastic, I can't wait to hear what you think. It's a bit curious that you don't want to tell me about it, but whatever. Hey lady. Other lady, I mean. Art school dorm room. Hey, Seattle. How's tricks? This. That's the attitude. Very stoic, very strong. It's downright inspiring. Now, you want to tell me what you're doing in my bedroom? I'm assuming you're not here to admire the view. I mean, are you talking about yourself? No, I'm not here to look at you. How did you decide on the name anyway? I didn't. My mom did. I don't know about that one. This? Nah, not really. I'm sinless. There's no electronic record of a girl named Gobbet even existing. The only thing that could really threaten me would be, say, the HKPF attaching an AP beta, whatever file they do have on me. That would be terrifying. Oh, hey, the thing they did? Sorry. So you're keeping a sense of humor about it. Yeah, well, if you can't laugh about this, what can you laugh about? Jokes! Just saying. Like that one? Oh, apparently it's 8 o'clock because there's an alarm going off. Yeah, I have. We all have. Everyone in town. Doesn't that strike you as odd? Sure does, but then lots of odd stuff happens in Haley. In case you hadn't gotten the memo, we aren't in the best part of town. We're not in the worst either. Apparently that's a walled city, just saying. I'm only saying apparently because there are other parts that I don't know about that could be worse in theory. In all seriousness, dreams are coming from inside the walled city. I'm pretty sure of that. All the negative energy pent up in there, it's all that pain and anger and poisonous chi. It's leaking out. And while we sleep, it's getting into us. Give me a second, the music is annoying. There we go, sorry. Girlfriend was in the shower, so she couldn't actually take care of it. Like she probably would have otherwise. You think it's a magical phenomenon then? Yeah, I think it is. Well, my personal opinion, the walled city is cursed. Deep down, I think that everybody knows it, and we live in its shadow. It's bound to mess with your head, you know? And it is, but they're just dreams. It's not like they can hurt us, right? Who says that they can't? Don't worry, Seattle. We're fine here, but let's talk about something else, huh? I don't like thinking about walled city very much. Too many old fears and bad feelings. This? Yeah, I figured you would. That was a hell of a thing, right? I would not say that. You could say that. It was fucking awful. Niger and Gotcha were two of the strongest men I've ever known. Quality Shadowrunners, both of them. I've watched those two fight through any situations that would kill anyone and come out on top. And how do they go out? Yeah, bang, bang, they're dead. No blaze of glory, no final speeches extinguished, smashed like bugs. With this level of technology, shit happens. What do you want? I'm gonna go with this. No way, not me. When I die, I want to know what's coming. Just winking out like that is the worst thing I can imagine. Even a drawn out, painful death would be better. At least I'd have time to say my goodbyes. Scream them, you mean? That's the kind of humor she likes. Sure, scream him, whatever. The point is, I know that I was out on the point is, I know that I was on the way out, and I could at least try to do something about it. Earn myself an A for effort, right? My giant gotcha, they never got that chance. It's fucking depressing. Okay, they didn't have a chance. Is the real issue here. Not that they're dead, not that it was short, that they just didn't have a chance. Yeah. It was more rat than me. She's the one who grabbed me by the gun, led me to that sewer entrance. All that I did was follow. Yeah, you followed us too. We cleaned the way. What kind of totem she is? A clever one. She's gotten me out of more trouble than I care to mention. Gotten me into a fair amount of it too. But I can always count on her to lead me out of hot water when I need her to. I can feel it in my belly, and no sort of a tugging sensation. I've long since learned to follow it. Usually they don't. Me and Rat, we have a sort of a special bond. She takes care of me, and I've always done my best to take care of her. And to pamper her earthly children like these two. Meet Madness and Folly. Great names. I like the way they sound, madness and folly. It has a nice ring to it, right? My girls remind me not to take myself too seriously. I wouldn't trust folly though, she bites. Sure, why not? We're part of the same nest. Sure. Of course it does. Besides which, I get a shot at for a living. I've got bigger things to worry about than a few stray hairs on my noodles. It's not about hair, it's about rats not being very clean, but whatever. How did you come across them? In the sewers, maybe? I looked outside. I mean, the rats. Hong Kong isn't experiencing a rodent shortage or anything. That's what I figured, but whatever. Yeah, think of them as rescue vermin. You can probably do the same if you wanted to. It's easy. Just walk into any alleyway in Kowloon after sundown and stick your head in the first dumpster or storm drainer you come across. Keep fishing around till you touch fur. That sounds like a really bad idea. Yeah, in retrospect, it might have been. Odds are about 50-50 that you'd get your hand chewed off. I'd probably feel bad about that. No shit. I like this lady. A long time. Started when I was just a kid. Let's not call her a kid. She's not gonna like that. Plenty. Been in more firefights than I can count. You're pretty new at this. You and Duncan both. It shows. What you need is a wise mentor, an experienced runner from whose experience he can benefit. I'm thinking that might as well be me. Let's not insult her for no reason. Sure, she wants to be mentor. Let's mentor us. You're right, good. Starting next time you visit, I'm gonna teach you all about being a Shadowrunner. You're gonna benefit from my bountiful experience. Wait and see. Well, let's throw a bit of sarcasm at her. She likes it. You know, Seal, this has been a nice chat and all, but it's getting late, and I still have the rest of a hot pot to power through, so without wanting this to get awkward. Say no more. Yeah, you too. Hey, Gobbet, I'm back. Hey, Seattle, oyster. No thanks. Suit yourself. So, you're here for a reason? Yeah, I missed one, so I have two conversations with everybody. Goddamn. Do I want to talk with the rigger down there? I don't know. I'm not sure I do. So that's the life here in the bungalow. It's fun, shaping up. Having new roommates is always nice. How are you enjoying your cabin? Comfy enough for you? This. I've heard stories about the Redmond Barrens. Sounds like a real winner of a place. Kowloon isn't any better, of course, but at least our little slice of home is safe. Yeah, I'll take the bolt hole. That's the spirit. This? Yeah, sure. Considered it a bunch of times. Never really cared enough to actually do it, though. You want to call it something else? I'm open to it. I don't like this. Well, it could be. She could go with it because she lost whatever their names were, the two guys that we're replacing right now. Defiance, I don't know. Revenge, maybe. Doge Empress. I don't like it. As a historian, that might sound strange, but I just don't like it. The Kraken, that's silly. Big Texas. Why Big Texas? I'm gonna go with Revenge. Yeah, I like it. Okay, Seattle, the Revenge it is. Yeah, that feels right. Any thoughts on the last one first? I don't get the one pounds, I really don't. Isabel is about as close as I usually get to their particular flavor crazy. You'd think, with all that technology and backup, they'd have been smart enough not to stiff a red samurai in payment, much less a ghoul. I don't know, for smart people, they seem pretty damn dumb to me. I agree. It's too bad for that ghoul, but come on, ghouls are cannibals. One of a sound story he might have had. A job's a job. We're in enough trouble without carting an obvious monster around with us. Maybe the one pounds lied, maybe not. All I know is that they're people you definitely want on your side. I'm gonna go with... That was pretty much my thought process when I did what I did. This part, not this. I know the one pounds lied. At the end of the day, it didn't matter though. So, what else do you want to chat about? We're going with this. Still remember that, do you? Huh? I'd sort of just assumed that you'd laugh that off. No dice. Okay. How about this? I'll tell you a story about a run gone bad. You tell me what you'd have done in the runner's place, and then we'll compare notes on your answer. How does that sound? Works for me. Okay, so this is a story from early in my career. I was part of a team here in HK, but I did some occasional moonlighting for another group based out of Macau. I was a busy kid. Go on. The job was a hit on this tower, sort of a Trid multiplex / apartment complex. I'm sure that they've got them in Seattle too. You know the kinds, having huge screens, monster concession stand, coffin apartments on top, like barnacles and a whale. I've heard of them. Good, you know what I'm talking about then. A client wanted us to break into one of the apartments. The story was that an ex of hers, a guy named Boggs, lived there. She'd been cooped up with him until about a week prior, and then things went sour in a big way. She wanted us to get back some things that Boggs kept when he kicked her out. Scare the shit out of him, bloody him up a bit, maybe make it look like a robbery, you know the drill. I'm not gonna say this because it went south, so obviously there was a reason to hire Shadowrunners. Maybe not kids, but Shadowrunners. So I'm gonna go with just standard smash and grab there. Yeah, it was pretty brush league gig, but the pay was decent enough, not the sort of thing you'd turn down. So anyway, siblings, that was our group leader, had a plan. We knew that we had to go in quad because the Metroplex had a panic system wired directly to the HKPF. If we'd gone shooting, we'd have been drowning in cops within 10 minutes. Sib thought that we could maybe take advantage of the apartment's terrible soundproofing and kick in Boggs' door when the movie got loud. We'd camp out near his doorway, wait for the ceiling to start raining plaster, and then smash our way in with its neighbors. Not the waza. Ah, dang it. I can't even have a hint of whether this is gonna work or not with this. I don't know, it might have if things had gone different, but it's what we did, so pipe down and let me tell you the rest of the story. So we waited in the hall, just like siblings planned. We had a guy on the elevator, another on the stairs. I was waiting by the dude's communal kitchen. Sib took up a position by the door. She had these cyber things that she dumped a ton of Nuum into. Hydraulic jacks, strength enhancements, the works. Girl could probably leg press a dump truck. What kind of voice was that? What? My nose is making my voices feel weird. Come to think of it, most of her plans involved kicking with things. There's something a little sad about that. I mean, she knows what her assets are and she uses them to the best of her ability. I don't think there's something sad or bad about it. You know, just use your assets. Hey, if that was her thing, wouldn't question it. Yeah, you're very supportive. Me, I'd have preferred to work for someone who thought with her hair instead of her robot legs. Anyway, we heard a boom from downstairs. Felt the walls shake with a reverb. Sib wheeled back and gave the door a massive kick, just as she'd planned. From where I was standing, I couldn't really see what was happening next. I could hear a massive crack as her boot slammed into Duraplast. The door flew off its hinges. Exploded off, might be a more accurate phrase. A second later, we heard an ungodly crash. There was a moment of silence, then Sib let out this little gasp. The apartment was in shambles. It looked like a hurricane had hit it. Everything was trashed. Everything but the door, which was miraculously still in one piece. Remember that this was a coffin apartment. It wasn't much wider than the door was to begin with. And Boggs, well, what was left of him was under the door too. Oh. Right. Not the best entrance. That's funny. Yeah, unfortunately, he wound up a lot rougher than was supposed to. The door really did a number on him. Ribs sticking out of the skin, that kind of thing. It was a bloody mess. So, yeah, Bugs was dead. The stuff that we'd been sent to the apartment to recover had been smashed to bits. And then the building alarm went off. So that's the situation. A payday smash. My temporary teammates are all standing around with stupid looks on their faces. The cops are coming. I'm standing by the kitchen. What would you have done in my place? Probably the last one. Good thinking. As it happens, there was none. You just what to do with it. The thought popped into my head and I just went with it. It's a lesson to remember, Seattle. The first answer that you come up with is almost always the best one you're gonna have, so just roll with it. Don't second guess yourself. Don't hesitate, just act. You'll live longer that way. Instincts. Well, you can have bad instincts, but on the other hand, when you waste if you don't just roll with whatever's happening, you're just going to make yourself less efficient. Even if you end up choosing eventually the correct answer, you've been very inefficient getting there, and it might not be the best answer. It might not be the best result anymore. It might not be as good of a result as it would have been if you had just gone with your first idea. You have to trust your instincts. You have to have good instincts, and then you have to trust them. Now, when I think crowded theater, I think place where you can't shout fire because it'll cause a panic. And then I thought, cops don't charge into burning buildings. They help people get out of them. And as it happened, I had the means to create a real, genuine fire sitting right across from me. A pair of industrial ovens. You set the building on fire? I encouraged it to burn, opened the gas vents wide, set the range on the timer, and motored back into the hallway. The others had started arguing amongst themselves. I told them to snap out of and follow me down the lobby. We had to clear the hallway before an errand sparked the whole floor out. Unfortunately, the rest of the group wouldn't listen. Sib and the rest of the team were too busy arguing about the relative merits of her "let's kick things really hard and see what happens" tactical system to want anything to do with me. I shouted back to them that the kitchen was going to explode and continued down the hallway. Just like I'd planned, I got out of that run in one piece. So did every single one of the people in that multiplex. My fire plan worked beautifully. If the rest of the team had listened to me, they might have gotten out of the building too. Kind of a bummer that they didn't, but at least the run turned out well for me. How? Well, I couldn't collect any pay because the run had been a disaster, but after the explosion, I got to ride in the front of a fire truck. They gave me cookies and a blanket. I wound up dating one of those firemen a few weeks later. All things considered, it would have gone a lot worse. It could have gone a lot worse. So, Seattle, tell me, what was the moral of this story? What lesson was I trying to convey? I like this one, but probably this one. That's right, trust your impulses and don't be afraid to wing it. Almost any action is better than no action at all. Once you've committed to doing something, you've got to follow it through though. No arguing or hand wringing or just do it. Just do it! I can't do the Shia LaBeouf, sorry. If you get caught up in your own head, agonizing over past mistakes, well, don't be surprised if you wind up dead. A kitchen fire can take it down as easily as a cop's bullet if you stand around and let it. Are you certain they're dead? They weren't with me when I got evacuated with the rest of the moviegoers. I never saw them leave the building, and I haven't heard from them since. I guess it's possible that somebody made it. But I don't really run in those circles anymore. Odds are good that if anyone from the Macau team did survive, they'll have died off by now from sheer incompetence. Shadowrunning is an unforgiving business. You don't get to make too many mistakes. This Seattle, I'm hurt. It all went down exactly like I said it did. Well, except for a couple of embellishments here and there, but they make it a better story, artistic license and all that. I'm gonna guess the part where you date a fireman is bad. It is a fiction, because everyone wants to do that. I don't see how you would. Hate to break it to you, kiddo, but I'm beat. It's been a long day. Lesson's over for now. We'll pick it back up next time. I'm older than you are, kid. Yeah, whatever. Scurry along now. Your mentor needs her rest. Sure. That was a fun story.